Hello everybody, Ellis Motion here. Welcome back to another LEGO video. We are back working on the LEGO Minecraft world after almost 4 months of just not touching it or uploading any content. I'm very busy for the past few months. I've had no time or energy to really work on the world, and I need a little bit of a break from video making. But we're back, hopefully for good this time. We'll see, can't make any promises, but we're back working on the LEGO Minecraft world. A lot has happened in the past 4 months. I moved out, so I don't live here anymore. So I'm currently living 30 minutes away from this whole thing. So I only really get to work on this once a week if I'm lucky. So progress on this will definitely slow down, but it's better than not uploading at all. So give it that. Also, in that time period, we decided, because we're very smart, we decided to put foster kittens in this room for a few weeks. And that was the worst thing to ever happen to this room. It got completely destroyed. I actually recorded a bunch of clips of that. So let you guys feast your eyes on the aftermath of this.
Kittens and Lego, they don't go well together. I can hear them meowing outside the door. They want in. They're not going back in here anymore. We've got the Bedrock Adventures completely atomized on the floor. This is where the Bedrock Adventures was. So that fell probably about 6 feet onto the ground. Very nice, very nice. The shelves here were explored, to say the least. We have the Nether portal set from last year knocked over. We'll just put that back up. Just walking around a minefield here. We got my brush thing, which I used to clean Lego. Don't know where the handle for that went. We got a Hoglin. Got a Hoglin with no head on the floor here, dude. UCS Falcon used to be here. That got absolutely destroyed. Was not happy about that, but I have it rebuilt. I'm gonna put it back in here now that the kittens are gone. Sail barge almost fell off the shelf, but we're chilling. That's moved a little bit. And the desert skiff. This one got the most brutal beating out of any other set other than the Bedrock Adventures. And then the Minecraft world. I made the mistake of leaving my earbuds on here. I use these as a microphone for some of my videos. They chewed that up, so that's going in the trash. And yeah, they just kind of knocked all the tall grass, knocked a few trees down. Not too bad, honestly. House has been slightly destroyed. More trees knocked over. Yeah, honestly, not as bad. It could be worse. We're gonna start kind of putting this room back together here, making it look nice again, since I've been basically locked out of it for, I think, over a month.
Something, man. All right, so this is what we have to deal with. Lots of pieces on the floor. Not ideal, but we're gonna get it all cleaned up here. Oh yeah, efficiency, buddy. Keep going fast. Can't read the camera, man. Oh yeah. All right. We also got this. Got to clean up the Minecraft world. Yeah. We'll do the floor first. Saving that for last. That's gonna take a long time. I don't want to do this anymore. Yeah, that was a terrible idea. But hey, it's a few months later since it happened. Everything is back to normal. It's all clean. I'm gonna stop talking, start working on this for the first time in 4 months. So yeah, let's get right into the video. All right, so this is what we'll be working on here. We have this, the giant blank area, the giant bald patch in the middle of the build. This has stayed empty for way too long now, and I finally want to get something built here because it just looks bad. We need something to be there. So I'm thinking we'll probably have the house here filling up this space closer to this river, I think, kind of having it there. It's going to be a little bit bigger than the first house over there. It can be built a little bit differently as well. Going to have to come up with a design for that, but it will probably fill up that general area. Over here, we'll probably have a couple gardens, maybe a couple more gardens here. And then down here, we'll have like a horse pen, a pig pen, a few things like that, kind of filling up that area. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully everything will fit. And of course, we still have this to fill up. This will probably be in a different video. Still got to think of something to put in there. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think I should add there. It's not a lot of space, but we can definitely fit some sort of cave section in there. And of course, we'll have the bridge going across as well. Might get to that in the video, but we'll have to see. But yeah, we're gonna start by just building little templates, seeing how it's all gonna fit together, and we'll go from there. So let's get on to that. Okay, so we got a bunch of plates here. We're gonna be building little templates to kind of see where everything is gonna sit in this area. And we're gonna start by doing the house. Okay, so this is kind of the size I can fit in there. It'll probably sit right around there. Can maybe have it extend out a little more, but I do want room for the farms here. Unless, if I put the house more like here, of course we gotta have a bridge there, so maybe the house could sit right around there. So I think this is kind of the size we're gonna wanna stick with. Of course I can make it stick out a little further, have a few bump outs, but this is kind of like the general foundation for the house. So we'll probably start by building the house. It's always best to have that built first, and then we can kind of go from there and really see where we want everything else to fit. But yeah, we'll take this. It's a good general idea of what we want the size to be. And yeah, we'll go from there. Okay, so we have our template. And now we're gonna see how we want this house to look. Now I'm thinking, the other one is made out of more darker materials. I'm thinking this one will be made out of mainly medium nougat, a little bit of brown pieces for the trims, and maybe the basement level will be made out of stone brick pieces. We'll see what we have. I haven't been in this room in months, so I have no idea what kind of pieces I have left. So this is kind of what we have for kind of like textured materials. We have a little bit of the dark gray left. I kind of want to save a lot of this for the bridge, but we can maybe make the basement level either out of this or the lighter stuff. Lighter stuff might be fine, but I honestly don't know if I have enough of these, but we'll see as we build, I guess. It's gonna take a lot of trial and error, a lot of build up and then tear down to kind of see what we really want. Yeah, I'm gonna start building it up and seeing how it looks. All right, so this is what we got so far for the house. Kind of just got the different materials kind of laid out for the build and kind of like the general layout of the build itself. Here's the template. It's a little bit bigger than the template, but we should be able to make it work. I'm thinking this will probably sit either right here, giving a little bit of walking space and lots of farm space there, or it can go this way. This actually might be the best option. You just won't be able to see the front section from the side of the build, which is fine. It'll actually be pretty nice though, because the front will be right next to the bridge and also the path that'll run through going that way. So I think I'm gonna stick with either this option or this option where it's kind of tucked in the back. Once it's actually taller, we'll actually have a better idea on where we want it to go. But I think this is a good layout to start with. So what I'm gonna do is gonna start building the base level, and yeah, we'll go from there and we'll see how it looks in the build. Okay, it is a few days later in the future, and I've finally finished partially completing the second house. This thing is huge. It is a 2-story building with removable levels. No completed interior, that's the part that isn't complete yet. But so far this thing is looking pretty good. It's very heavy, very solid. I think it looks pretty good. Honestly, I think it looks better than the first house, not gonna lie. The bottom used to be a dark gray. I switched out with light gray. I think it just looks a little better. Dark gray just looked a little too dark. But yeah, you can take off the roof, nice and easy. With the second level, you can take that off to reveal the base level. So now we have to complete the interior of this, which will be a future step. But for now, we're going to start locating this in the actual world and going to see if this thing actually fits, because this is definitely bigger than the template. So we'll have to see if it'll even work. But yeah, pretty happy with how this looks. I think it looks very nice. Not too basic, but also basic enough. And yeah, pretty happy with how it looks. Let's go take it over to the build and see how it fits in there. So I'm thinking the house will sit right around there. That way we can have the path going up here, a couple farms there, a few more farms here, and then the animal pens right there. I think that's probably the best way to go. That way we have a little bit of space on this side where if we want to add anything we can, but also we can put gardens there, the path going through just like that, more gardens there, and then the animal pen over there, and you kind of get a nice view of the house walking into the room. So I think that's probably what we're gonna wanna have. And I get the stilts all built up for this, and they'll really get to see if this is the way we want the build to look. So let's start building this thing up. All right, the house is now fully on stilts, looking very funny. Now the next step, of course, is to build up this wall again, getting that all looking nice again. And then after that, we start laying out the paths going around the whole area there before we actually fill it out with grass. So yeah, I'm gonna build this up and then we'll move on to the next step. What do you want, boy? Okay. Okay, so the wall is now rebuilt here. That's all looking very nice. And here's just a better look at the house kind of sitting in its new location. I want to get at least everything from here all built up before the end of the video, at least with all the grass, just so we can get a good look at how that's all gonna be. First thing to do is to make a template for the path. I'm thinking it'll be a 3-block wide path, kind of similar to this, a kind of messy, shoveled dirt, whatever you call that, shoveled grass path. I will have that continuing over here. And yeah, so let's get a template kind of built up and see where exactly we want this path to go and how we want it to look. Okay, more progress has been made to the build. I got this really rough template for the path. It's not actually shaped like this. I made it a little bit wider than what I actually want it to be. The next step here is to start placing all the path block pieces, making this the shape we want it to be. And then next we can start placing all the grass plates here and really filling this area up to really close in the house build and make it look like it actually belongs in the world. It looks really funny right now just being elevated on stilts with this weird gray and white platform, but once you fill it up with grass, it's gonna look really good. It'll finally look like we made some progress to this build after months of just nothingness. So yeah, we're gonna start placing the path blocks and we'll see how it looks after that. Okay, another little update here. Path blocks have all been placed. We got these extra colorful pieces just to add extra support to the grass plates, which we will be attaching to the sides of this. It's looking pretty good so far. I'm pretty happy with the shape of this so far. But now we're just gonna start placing grass plates on here. Hopefully I have enough grass plates. As you can see here, it looks like a lot, but this is still such a big area. I might run low on pieces, so I have to be very careful with my parts consumption here. I'm gonna start adding grass and then we'll finally be at a level of completion. All right, we finally have some grass plates placed down here. It's actually really starting to come together here. I'm really happy with how this is looking so far. Still some plain spots like back here. I could definitely add some extra details there. This is not fully complete, of course. I'm gonna add more tall grass, flowers, maybe a couple trees back here. Got an empty spot here for a future garden build. I'm gonna use the same design as this one. I think this looks pretty good. So I'm gonna have a garden there, another one around there, and then the animal pens back there, and I'll have the path running up and ending around there. So yeah, it's really starting to come together and I'm really happy with how this is looking so far. But that's it for the video. We made a decent amount of progress in this video. We got this whole kind of corner here filled up. We still have a few empty patches to do in the next update, but of course we'll do that in the next video. Expect the next upload to be a little more consistent. I won't be taking 4 months off this time, I promise. Promise you that, okay? It'll be probably within the next few weeks. Uploads won't be as consistent, of course, because of where I live now. I'm not really in the same house as this anymore, so I can't work on it as consistently, but I will still try to upload videos on this every once in a while when I can. But yeah, that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below, and I'll see you guys in another LEGO video. Have a good one.